LETITIA WRIGHT, for those who know her as Shuri from Black Panther. And actually, if you guys have watched Black Mirror, she played on an episode in there that she was pretty good in. So she is a up and coming actress, and so she is under some fire right now for for a video that she had posted from some anti-vaxxers. Now, obviously, to give you just a little bit more, just obviously we're in a pandemic here, and there is talk of a COVID-19 vaccine that's supposed to be coming to first responders and people who, essential workers and stuff like that first, maybe before Christmas. And a lot of people have been on the fence about it because it's very quick for a vaccine to be coming so soon, where the record for the quickest vaccine that we have gotten in this country has been 4 years. So it has been, so a lot of people are skeptical about it. So there have been a lot of people that go on and make it seem like they're doctors or not, and they go post these videos or conspiracy videos on YouTube, which go around and talk about, basically being anti-vaxxers or not taking the vaccine or whatever the case may be. So, other than, the prayer hair emojis,
I'm sorry.
On Thursday, she tweeted a 69-minute video from a YouTube channel, On the Table, which features lengthy commentary from Tomi Arormi, who is a senior leader with Light London Church and speaker, in which he questions the legitimacy of the COVID-19 vaccinations, appears skeptical of climate change, accuses China of spreading COVID-19, and makes transphobic comments. Now, her tweets have since been deleted from there, and the YouTube video has been removed from YouTube because it violates YouTube's terms of service. Mm-hmm. So now you may be thinking like, okay, well, she posts that, so okay, she has a right to her opinion, which celebrities do have a right to their opinion. I am always for that. I am not for the whole shut up and dribble aspect of everything. Mm-hmm. And I understand, if people want to be vocal about to have their opinion, but one thing me and my wife always talk about, especially my wife always brings up, is that everybody has the right to free speech, but there's no such thing as a
freedom of consequences.
Freedom of consequences. There's always, of everything you're doing, there's going to be consequences for your actions. Mm-hmm. So if you want to go out and say some homophobic or racist shit, by all means, you're allowed to do that. But there's consequences if you lose your job. That was on you.
Exactly.
Especially
now.
Especially now.
Like we just said, the internet never forgets. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Exactly. So she posted this, and a lot of things where a lot of people, of course, gave her the clapback because, of the video which shows a lot of misconceptions and, just has basis facts in it. And there were reportedly some people that was trying to basically educate her on basically the nonsense that this video has been, and she kind of indefensively like clacked back at them, like this is my stance on it in a way, which really made the pill, it wasn't a spoonful of sugar because it didn't make the medicine go down at all. Yeah. So that's where a lot of the he came from. She has since come out and has claimed that said it wasn't her intention to hurt anybody, with that. She was just trying to bring something that she thought was convincing and be more aware, and that was it. But not knowingly that the power that this woman has and the platform that she's on, that this does do damage when you post stuff like this.
In more ways than one.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it got so bad now that just 2 hours ago, since we're recording this, she has deleted her Twitter account.
I mean, well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was coming, but it always, saddens me that this happens, but it happens.
Really.
So, I gotta get y'all thoughts on this because this is a really a heartbreaker, because the reason why it's being is this is not anything the Black Panther movie needed right now.
Nope.
Because they are supposed to be recording, start shooting July of 2021. That's the summer of 2021, and they're supposed to start shooting. We just lost Chadwick in August. Which kind of thing? We're in December right now, and we lost him back in August. She was like, "It's been that long ago since we lost Chadwick." Yeah, so August 28th that we lost Chadwick Boseman, and this was such a big blow to Disney and Marvel that it had to be hell, because once again, for them to have a shooting date, they still gotta try to get everything together. And on top of all this happens. Because if she was supposed to be getting a prominent role in the movie, whether she's trying to be the new Black Panther or whatever she may be, it's just like, my wife said, the internet does never forgets. And it's going to be hard to sell that movie with her at the forefront. Now, once again, you never know how things go by next year. You really don't. But right now, everybody is unfortunately sour on this woman. Now, I'm not part of the cancel culture of saying we got to cancel this woman, or say or get her out of here, or whatever the case may be. But I do, it's like I haven't seen that particular video, but I have seen some of these anti-vaxxer videos before, and especially
conspiracy theories.
It is conspiracy this year, and I'm just like, this shit is ludicrous almost. like of the stuff that these people are saying, and where they can, if you can pull anything from any source of anything, and you have a good mouthpiece to sell it, you know what I'm saying, then that's how you draw people in. And there are, whether people believe so or not, there are impressionable people in the world. And it's easy to, I don't want to say, use the word manipulate, their mind, but influence, that's a better way, influence their choices of happen, especially one on the platform you have. That's a whole Jim Jones thing right there. So, I'm going to start with you, Lady Sketch. We talked about this a little bit earlier, but you can elaborate more on your thoughts and feelings towards this.
No, like I was talking to you before we had the podcast, and I said, people have a right to question, like the vaccine coming out now. Like, okay, it's coming out kind of fast. Have we done enough testing and trials and things like that? That's fine. I'm not gonna. I can't say anybody's wrong for that, because we still don't even really have a handle on the virus itself yet, and knowing everything it can do and the effects and all that jazz. But it's and they're trying to come out with the vaccine. It's not even the end of the year yet, so I get the sentiment of I'm not so sure. Where we take a left turn is when you start posting conspiracy theories or things that sound like radical, for lack of a better term, because and don't seem to have the facts to back it up. You want to. Science has proven at this point. Look. This is what it is. This is how we test this. This is how this works, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to take the word of somebody who, in the span of one video, hit like 4 hot button issues.
4, yeah.
To just go off. You can believe what you want to believe. You can watch all the conspiracy theory videos you want. But facts are facts. And if you're not giving me facts in a video and you just spouting hateful rhetoric, I mean, I'm good. Things like this make me second guess, like, I don't want to put no words in this woman's mouth or assume things. I don't know her personally. However, if we got to start filming in 2021 and say the vaccine is not widely available yet, we still have to follow social distancing and things like that. Can I trust that you are being responsible when you're not on set and when you are on set around your co-stars, so that they are not getting sick or you're not getting sick? Because it like a lot of these things, they branch off into other things. You have a video about not trusting the vaccine, and then transphobia and all kinds of different things. So it's like, all right, sis,
not trusting climate change.
Not trusting climate change. You know, it's just like, all right, okay, like, if this is what you believe, cool. However, you can't be upset when people don't want to associate with you based on those beliefs. Like, if somebody I knew personally was like an anti-masker, don't come anywhere near me. That's just the facts. You can't be upset with me because I'm like, well, I guess I'll see you when this is all over, maybe, because I don't even know if I can even trust your better judgment. So it's kind of just like, I'm not. You can feel however you would like to feel, but it's not. It's up to me to determine whether or not I want to be bothered with all of that, and that's the same. The same goes for the movie. When people do stuff like this, perfect example, Roseanne. Yeah. When Roseanne went out there and started talking about, I forgot that lady's name, Valerie Jarrett, I believe her name was, and said all that reckless shit, and it ended up getting fired. They canceled the show. So now you didn't stop the whole cast checks because you wanted to come out here and wild out. And then, I mean, luckily for them, they came back and bought the show back without her. But how many things where it's like something, somebody does something ridiculous and now everybody else has to suffer. Honestly, that's the whole theme of this pandemic. Yeah. People be out here wilding, doing what they want to do, and then they may not get sick, but you carry the virus to somebody who is highly susceptible to get it and could get very sick. That's just the facts of the matter. So it's just like, look, you're putting a lot of folks in jeopardy here. It's already up in the air with this movie. So if something happens and they can't figure out a decent rewrite, then what? Will it just be no Black Panther 2? I'm not saying it's going to escalate to that point now, but because this is already in jeopardy, you know, it's going to be very difficult to carry that. And honestly, she's not really a strong enough actress to carry the movie in the first place. So you really don't want to, and that's no shade to her, but she's not a Chadwick Boseman. You really don't want to do anything to jeopardize that further. What happens if people don't want to work with you anymore outside of this? What do you do? So I mean, it's a tricky thing because yes, you can say what you want, and there's freedom of speech, but there's not freedom of consequences.
How about you, Rod?
So just want to elaborate on everything that Nina says. So she's right. You know, everybody has a right to their beliefs. Everybody has their right to a certain opinion. However, you got to be ready for the backlash, and you got to be ready for the difference of opinion. From what you explained earlier to me, you said that she was a bit defensive towards people who did not share her beliefs. That's where she was wrong right there. And cancel culture is a real thing nowadays because you have to be mindful about what you say and how you say things, because when you say certain things that go against the grain, there's consequences and repercussions for your actions. And it's unfortunate that that this happened to her because because I do get what Nina's saying in regards to her not being a strong enough actress like Chadwick was to carry the next Black Panther movie. However, her character was one of the, like, her character Shuri was a popular character in the movie, and I was looking forward to, you know, hoping that they went forward into making her the queen. Whether they do it with her or they decide not to do it with her, I mean, I still hope that happens. But it definitely is a real because I've come across certain people who have different opinions and they're canceled out of Hollywood because they have certain beliefs that make people uncomfortable. And there are also people out here like the anti-maskers, like Nina said. We're trying to get through this pandemic, and you have people out here who want to make it difficult for and not be able to help this country move forward. It's unfortunate what happened with her, because I think that she's a decent actress. I'm not gonna say she's great. I loved her in Black Panther as Shuri. I think she did a phenomenal job, but it's definitely not a good look for her, because now everybody's going to be looking at her, funny. And the only people who are going to probably, believe her stuff are these the people who are anti-mask and think COVID is a hoax, or
the anti-vaxxers. Yeah, basically, there's actual movement.
Right.
Of anti-vaxxers.
I've been on certain social media sites like the Parler app, where they post conspiracy videos and stuff all the time, like this. So this is nothing new. And it's unfortunately, it definitely is it's a movement, and it's not a very good movement, because instead of just trusting the science and trusting the experts, it's like you just want to go off on a deep end and just have your certain beliefs and just say screw everything else. This is what I believe in, and if you don't like it, then then that's your problem. And she came off like that at first. Now, I did see that she did apologize and everything as well, but unfortunately, the consequences already happened, and now you have to deal with those consequences.
Yeah, it's an uphill battle, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is, and she put herself in this position. Just because you have a certain belief, doesn't mean you get to force your beliefs on everybody else's. It doesn't work like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do agree. It's very unfortunate, and once again, I'm not for the cancel culture thing, because there have been a lot of Hollywood celebrities that's out there now, or who have said a lot of controversial or boneheaded statements that has not affected their career. Okay, but they have said them before. So I'm not for like she should be canceled, but once again, it is going to be an uphill battle for her, unfortunately. And right now, this is the last thing of the Black Panther project needed. After dealing with all this stuff, also. And once again, I'm not, and I want everybody to understand this real quick. I'm not on here saying that because I'm a religious guy. So I'm a spiritual guy. You know what I'm saying? And so is my partner Robin, so is my wife. So we're not even gonna get on here as if we're talking about all this stuff like that. But however, what I'm saying, I will use logic in the things that I'm saying. So everything's happened for a reason, and we have these doctors and scientists that are out here that are proving these things. This is their job to go here and test these things out, because, like I said, we've had a lot of illnesses that have been saying almost exterminated from the past that we don't have to deal with anymore, mostly. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So once again, of course, like Magneto said in X-Men, in chess the pawns go first. Okay, everything that happens, it is always that first trial run, and there's going to be some flaws in the first trial run. Mm-hmm. I.e., that's why I don't usually buy games at launch. Mine's the PS5, but I'm saying, but that's why a lot of things you don't usually go ahead and launch, because you get a minute to get all the kinks out. Then let's go for round 2, round 3, round 4, something like that. And like you said, Dr. Fushi was saying stuff about the springtime. That's one thing that my aunt, who is a retired nurse, said. she didn't even focus on what they talk about now. Mm-hmm. She waited until the spring of next year. You know what I'm saying? To see what they're talking about. So she didn't even entertain the fact or anything they're even talking about. Right? That's you know that's her. I don't say everybody's follow that way. So yeah, we had to talk about that.